All right, so I got most of the flour and water that's in the recipe. I'm doing what's called an Autolyse or Autolyse. I think it's Autolyse is pronunciation, correct? But what basically is happening is I'm getting the formation of the gluten bonds to start naturally. I'm basically just gonna mix this until there's no more dry flour, which could take a minute with this much. This is the biggest batch I've done by hand yet. We got a big event, our first thing tomorrow, a little over 24 hours from now. This is the first step. We got our slurry pre-ferment working.
What you're reviewing, so you know how to do it? Later.
And basically, this is the first step. And this is, you can do this for 30 minutes, you can do it for an hour, you can do it for 12 hours, but that's almost unnecessary at that point. So, time does a lot of what kneading does. So this is a little simple kneading. I'll cut back to once I actually have this not so shaggy. So basically, I got enough mixing of the flour and water for some kind of body of something. And if I have a sticky part, I throw it where the loose dry flour is. I'm basically pushing out, folding over, pushing out, coming back, pushing out. Repeat. You can see it kind of coming together. Turn it 90 degrees. Do the same thing. That is good enough for an Autolyse. You just need to have basically no real dry flour on the surface. There might be a couple little spots, but those will work in through time. So I'm gonna cover, I'm gonna let time do a lot more work in my hands. All right, so because it's a big mass, and because of how stiff this dough is, I gave it 45 minutes of just the flour and water sitting. And what that did is build gluten. Before, there's no chance of this stretching in this way. You do the window pane effect, you see light will pass through. Sure, it's tearing, but it's made a lot of gluten development, which is the same thing that happens while you mix or knead. So I'm gonna get this thing out of here, and I'm on to the next step. There you go. All right, so this is a mix of fermented Honeycrisp apples and water. Basically, you mix them in a jar. You don't want to use tap water because it has chlorine. You're going to want to use filtered water or spring water. And after 5 days, opening it, letting some air in, closing it, and shaking it, which a lot of people call burping it, you do that for 5 days, it'll become active. Every time you shake it, it'll get a foam head. At that point, you can strain it and use it, strain it and refrigerate it. It's good for like 2 months. But if we use 200 grams of that and 200 grams of water to 5 kilos of flour, so that's 4% is what we're using today. And since this is so wet, 100% hydration, you're gonna wanna use wet hands to get it out. It's kind of a secret. Wet dough, wet pre-ferment, whatever, to get it out. Also, we put this in the oven with the light on, just for the time that this Autolyse, which is about 45 minutes, so it wasn't like an 18-hour pre-ferment. It was a pretty quick one. Basically, I'm just gonna spread it like butter on it, and this contains the yeast, and I'm basically, but just like a sourdough starter, feeding it flour and water. So through bulk fermentation, this little butter spread will pass through the entire mass of dough. I'm basically stretching it over, sticking it to the other side. Times. So I got a little shaggy bits, but nothing crazy, and all that works itself out for the most part through bulk fermentation. So I'm gonna let this sit for another probably 30 minutes. Usually I do about 20, but it's been cold and stiff, so I wanted to come out right. Probably give it 30 minutes. All right, so this part might be the most complicated part of this. I'll probably need to clear off more of the table. Basically, I just want to clear it from the table. So you'll see some of the gluten in action here. Basically, add all this salt. I gotta really flatten this dough out. Definitely gonna have to make more room for this. If I take up the majority of the table, just like stretching a pizza, not making a crust on the outside. You want to start with the outside. Even this is kneading in a sense because I'm stretching the dough. And then inside, working it a lot. So now we're moving around some of that yeast mechanically. Pretty much push the thick spots to the outside. Hoping it should be enough for the amount of salt I have. See, I got 125 grams of salt, which is 120 just because to account for any flour loss during mixing. So that's 2.4% if I have exactly 5 kilos here. But 2.5 is a number I like, right between 2 and 3. Basically, sprinkle as much as I can, try to disperse it this way. It's also been about 30 minutes since I added that slurry. So the dough's nice and rested again. You can see from when I was stretching it, all the gluten. Now this salt inhibits both gluten and fermentation, but it's necessary to bread and pizza dough. It also helps prevent molding. You gotta really get in there, get that salt. So we'll come back once I get the rest of this in and I'll show you how I get it. Alright, so I did lightly dip my hands in water, not to mess with the hydration, but just to help the salt dissolve into it. As you can see on that beautiful iPhone camera, you can probably barely see any salt. I still feel it, it's still there. With fermentation, it will dissolve in the water in the dough. Still some coarse salt, it's okay. Basically, start folding rolling this dough. All the way across. I'm gonna have to knead again for a little bit to really incorporate this sauce. Where's my... One thing that we have learned in smaller batches is that is not all you need to do to incorporate the salt. Kind of does. I like knowing this dough will be good. See, this is what you get, something like that, when you don't incorporate it well. So once again, I'm gonna push out, pull back, push out, back, push out, pull back. See, it's already getting tougher, tougher. But I can feel it. It's a lot smoother. It's got shagginess to it. That works itself out. That does, like, oh no, when we see stuff like this, we learn it actually comes together a little bit. I don't like messing with hydration and dusting, but sometimes if you get a real wet spot, it does help. But just doing this will help you. Back when it's a little, I'm done with this process. Alright, so it's not the smoothest ball of dough that will come out of a mixer or something. So I'm going back to my old friend time. Cover this bad boy up, give it about 10 minutes. This was a small amount, probably about 5, but just for the bulk I'm gonna give it 10. And then I'll turn this somewhat still shaggy mess into something smooth that we can move on to bulk fermentation. Let's Dutch oven working, just took the lid off. About to store this big old ball of dough. Basically, I treat this, since it's such a long fermentation, as if it was bread dough. So basically, this is going to start its first rise. There's no stretch and folds in the process or anything like that. But I'm gonna start its first rise here, and then tomorrow, before we ball, I'll basically do what I did before, that building tension of 10 and 2 thing. That also fills up this body of mass with air, like that. A little shaggy spots work itself out. Sticks to the top, sticks to the top, we got a scraper for that. It'll probably flatten out, which means the gluten will relax. Feel the air air pockets in this. I'll never use it. I'm going to use a wet rag as well as the cover, just to make sure. This is to be continued tomorrow or tonight. Usually want a longer first rise than second rise, but time calls for what time calls for, so we might do this at 9 o'clock tonight and just ball it up in the morning for its final.
Got the partner over there, back up that truck. The lady at the stone place said we could take our pick. Got a nice one right on top. Right down here, I think we're gonna grab this bad boy. It's pretty long. This one goes all the way over there. This all the way back here, and all the way across. So that's free. The Paisano way. Getting started. I think they accidentally threw this piece in the trash because it is perfect. The other piece, which I don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah, Kendall. Mr. Josh over here. Getting whatever cellophane. Getting started with that. We got more cleaning to do. So we just got a free, beautiful. I don't know how beautiful you can see. That is a beautiful piece of stone.
Alright. So on those canvases over there, I made a pencil and some logos that are painted. You can kind of see, like, you know, I really see trace. Probably all be no artist, but I think I made a nice little logo that represented our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. That's just starting. I don't have much content yet. This is something to start. So this is our dough we made this morning. It's a lot more of a dough. You see that gluten really developed. It's got some bubbles here and there. It's got some fermentation going on. It's not so shaggy. It's a lot better. So I'm gonna try, I've never used this container before, and just let gravity do the work. You can also kind of see the bottom of it. Dab that. Once it comes off. You can see it stretch as I pull it up. So it's some serious gluten. See one sign of dough that's kneaded is dough that doesn't stick to the bowl, and there's barely anything that really stuck after that. You can see a nice structure on that. So basically, I'm gonna flip this over. Kind of stretch it on itself and build tension like I did before. This time it's going to be a lot looser. You can see it's a little less stretchy as I keep doing this. Once again, boom, boom, boom. I don't need to flour the top or anything because the dough is smooth. This begins its second rise, bulk fermentation. It's about 10 hours in. About 8 hours from now, this will be portioned into 30 balls. A nice dough. Beautiful, 62% hydration. It's a nice dough. Pop that. Alright, so the hardest thing about this whole business is painting. You can see I didn't do that bad right here, thank God, because I need that one every time. This one's just for tomorrow. I don't know what that is. Blue and gold don't look too good together, but I'm learning, and it can only get worse from here. All right, it's the morning of the event. I shaved off the beard, kept the Italian mustache here. About to go roll some dough and start moving everything to the school. Fermentation. Basically doing what I did the other time. I'm gonna build it into a ball again. Let it sit for like 5 minutes so it's slightly relaxed. And then we're gonna portion these
I'm gonna throw this outside.
into some pizzas.
Right?
So, you can see on the left or over there, ball of dough, 250 gram balls, makes about a 10 to 12 inch pizza. From portions to balls. And I always start with the smooth side, it's on the outside. And that's what I roll with. That'll be the outside of the dough the whole time, from start to finish.
Alright, made it to the place. This is News Journal Center for Daytona State College, where they do the music production program, art, dance, yep, studio art, dance, stuff like that. It's a very awesome building. It's got 2 theaters. Here's my partner rolling by with the tables and stuff. And yeah, we're about to start setting up over here. We got everything we need, pretty much, besides some ice we gotta grab. And that's it. We will see you soon. Alright, so we are pretty much set up. We decided not to paint this after finding out how bad I am at painting. Looks cool, but I feel like I would mess up something that looks pretty good so far. Nostra pizza Napoletana, handmade, naturally leavened, with Honeycrisp apple to get our wild yeast. Artisan style pizza. Instagram, Levita_Nostra. Facebook, YouTube, Levita_Nostra. And if you want to hashtag our stuff, hashtag Pizza Nostra. We forgot to bring our bag of flour to show off the Antimo Caputo Pizzeria flour we use. This is the San Marzanos de Riga. You can see right down there, Aereo Conserve Righe. San Marzano tomato from the Shadow of Mount Vesuvius. We got some bread we cooked off yesterday, froze, feels pretty thawed. Probably gonna take these out of the wrap once people start showing up. Got our 30 doughs. They leaned a little bit, but that's okay. Got 6 on each tray. Gloves, rags. Got semolina and flour mix. That should be enough for 30 pies. Sauce, you know, basil pecorino. We got our fresh mozzarella. We got our olive oil. We got the uni going. Max heat's been going about 10 minutes. So at 11:20, it's gonna be hot enough to cook the first pizza, like the 30-minute rule. We got some little pesto for some friends if they want some pesto on their pizza. And yeah, so now we're basically just waiting for people. Whole thing should start pretty soon.
Alright, so we're doing the first pizzas to make sure everything is kosher.
Well, this first launch goes for the day. So we're at the end of it. Got 3 doughs left. Might just pack it up. Empty. For the 24, 25 pies, 27 pies made, threw about a half a log of fresh mozzarella, not too bad. Barely any basil. About a can of sauce. Oven's still going. Barely use any propane. Only made a couple pizzas with the pesto. But yeah, people seem to like it a lot. And it went really good. It is hot. The sun, this Florida sun, is shining. It's a beautiful day out here. A lot of students are in class, and I mean, it was a slower day for the first day back in the semester, and still everybody was intrigued and wanted pizza. I think it went overall 10 out of 10. I think it was a complete success. So we got 3 doughs left. I'm gonna have lunch. It's 29 pizzas. Staff and students, Daytona State College. Everything's gone pretty smooth today. The wind has been our worst enemy. It's fun, hot, a little tired.